Hi, my name is Saturn. Welcome to my channel. I am a tarot reader of 15 years, and I just felt like we needed some extra cleansing up in this timeline, okay? So receive that if you want. Or if your dirty ass wants to stay dirty, then stay fucking dirty. Whatever. I don't care. That's none of my business. I am going to give us another tarot reading. I'm trying to be more consistent with it because I like it. I like doing it. Okay. We already got some stuff going on. And I'm trying to do more things that I enjoy. I'm trying to lean in to that, and oh my gosh, okay, things are really coming out here. Okay, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck today because it's just a little bit gayer than the Rider-Waite-Smith, okay, and it's a little bigger and a little brighter, so I kind of wanted to bring some of that energy in today. Ooh, I just got hungry. I'm kind of curious, like, what are we hungry for? And I feel like maybe we should follow that, right? I think I want to get us to a place where we're satiated, but also we're still going to be hungry. Sorry, hold on. Give me 1 second. One of my roommates just got home, so I wanted to close my door so we could have like a little bit of privacy, just like a little. And with that, actually, I have like a bee-themed collage going on with my door, and a little corner that's like gold and yellow and bee-themed in my room. And so what's coming to mind right now is like, what's the buzz? What's the buzz? What's happening? I have my like honeycomb colored sweater on. The cards that jumped out earlier are the Hanged One, 10 of Wands, and 10 of Pentacles. So we do have some completions of the cycle going on, and a need to let go. And what did I say last time? I said we need to sacrifice something to enter into the new cycle. That's what I said last time, okay? And it's still true because I'm only recording these like a few days out, and things change. It's true in a few days, and also the energy that we are experiencing is we're in a shift. We're in a shifting period right now, okay? So there was a lot of waiting for this point, and now we are here, and it's a turning point, okay? So we waited to get to this kind of like complete cycle or like new level, and it's just gonna take a little bit more time to get to that satisfaction. But we're hungry, and we know what we're hungry for, and that's great. That one wanted to come out. Okay, these cards are stupid big. I do not like shuffling big cards, which is why I usually use my Rider-Waite-Smith deck, because it's a little bit smaller. Okay. So it's interesting. Like, we're kind of surrendering to this process of we're still in burnout. We're still a little bit in burnout, but we're making that money, okay? And a lot of us are saving for something. And there's this need to surrender to the process, which is so annoying. I know. There's a lot of us like can't move fast enough here. Fast enough. The moon just flipped on over again. Okay, so we're still in this vibration of moving toward a gateway and kind of letting our emotions take a little bit of control What sign is the moon in right now? I don't even know what sign the moon is in right now. We just saw the sun reversed. Yeah. So I wonder what is that stuck energy. Okay, we have the Three of Cups is the one that kind of like showed itself a little bit earlier. It was like pick me energy. Okay, so I think, yeah, there's time to have some fun in this. And also I would say I'm hearing like don't get carried away. Okay, I drew the Three of Cups for the month that I stopped drinking, ironically, and that was also a time where I made a lot of connections with new folks and new people, and there was also like a lot of gossip. I kind of entered into like I heard tell of a lot of things. I heard a lot of stories. So again, this kind of theme of stories is coming up. That's not necessarily a gossip card, right? It's kind of like a going out, having fun, enjoying yourself, and then, but let's stick in that line of what's coming up with the gossip and the new circles. We have the Seven of Wands reversed. Don't believe everything you hear. And be aware of like when your defenses are up, be aware of your intuition. I was saying the other day to some people, I was just talking about how I have this like sense of impending doom, and I feel that's like part of the reckoning of like coming into my responsibility of taking care of myself and speaking up for myself and my boundaries, and how like that's still a practice for me. I've gotten so much better at it than I was in the past, and it's still a huge practice for me, especially when there are people in power involved, like there are power dynamics involved. And when I said that, someone else came to me, and this is like someone who has many years of being like a spiritual, like a kick-ass spiritual guy, and like I trusted judgment. What he said was, that's my intuition, and I didn't quite like that. I was not very stoked to hear that that my intuition was like giving a sense of doom, but I'm feeling it now in my body. I'm feeling a little bit like I'm feeling anxious. And I'm also like, I shouldn't be hungry because I just ate. So I think there's some of that as well. It's like this feeling of like, I should be satisfied with what's happening right now. Why am I not satisfied? Why do I feel like I have to keep on working? And like, why do I still feel burnt out when I'm doing what I can to take care of myself, if that makes sense? Like, nothing is quite fitting in the way that I want. And then we have the Page of Cups, which again we got last time as well, and it came up as I was talking about intuition, and the Eight of Swords. Okay, actually this reminds me of something someone told me very recently, and I wrote it down. Not taking the risk to rebirth. I don't remember, but there's kind of this callback to balance and not burning out, but also not going into like sloth mode is what was told to me. Unnecessary fear. That's what it is, okay? Like this Eight of Swords speaks to that, the unnecessary fear, okay? But then it's like, okay, well then what is that? What is that kind of sense of doom that I have? And I think it's just it's just stepping into the unknown, because that's a lot of what we're doing here. We're stepping into the unknown, and we're feeling defensive in our areas of our social circles and our friends, and it's quite possible that the intuitive messages, the intuitive hits that we get are a little bit muddled in these social circles because of our defense mechanisms. There's a lot happening. There's a lot going on, okay? And the sun reversed, I'm also kind of getting this unnecessary insecurity, right? And possible loyalty to a fault, okay? So some of us and some of the people that we are dealing with are loyal to their defense mechanisms to a point where it's not great, okay? There's no movement there. There's nothing happening there. And with the Eight of Swords and the Page of Cups, I'm trying to slow down. Okay, there's lotus imagery, so like kind of looking at what is going on underneath the surface, okay? And not judging your own like internal sphere based on people's external, right? Like all you're seeing is the lotus bloom, and you're not seeing that like murky yuck roots, algae underneath, right? You're only seeing those beautiful lily pads. And on top of that, like you can't even see your own beautiful lily, okay? We're not seeing the way forward here, and that is for sure like where the surrender comes in and where the frustration comes in with all of this. Like I just am like working to save up money, and that feels like all I can do. But it's not like you're moving toward something bad. It's like, or fake. It's real. Like it's sustainable. It's just that this model of going it on your own and not asking for help and not leaning on the outside, like the universe, to sustain you, right? And to like back you up and back up your actions is where the burnout comes from. So there is a complete possibility of leaning in to help, leaning into trust, leading into faith. Like there is a leap of faith that needs to be taken here. There is a risk that needs to be taken here. Like when you feel like you are surrounded by swords that you can't see, stepping forward feels like a risk. But look, the path in front of you is clear. It's open. And with this water imagery, like you can follow your intuition forward. Okay? You can follow your intuition forward. Even if it led you here, there's still a way out. We're not actually trapped in this cycle. Like I said, we are at the end of this cycle, and we will be moving forward into, yes, the unknown, as we covered before. Like there's a lot of like, haha, I'm not gonna tell you what's gonna happen, but we know that it's good, at least. And we don't have to stay in this kind of, in this shadow, in this like dark, depressed mindset, in this grief. There are ways to move through the grief, and we can do that in community. And okay. We have this, the word outlier came to mind when this came up. So we have the Two of Cups. So I'm thinking about like, who is it that you seek that you find harmony with? Who is it that you spend time with and you're instantly just like, you're relaxed, you feel safe, you feel comfortable, and your intuition is open and flowing. And again, we have this lion imagery also, and the healing. So I'm really seeing like holistic modalities of healing, and potentially there is a spiritual Leo in the mix who can kind of help you with this and turn it right side up. Okay. I'm also seeing this red flag here, and I'm kind of like, okay, what is it? Like, how are we behaving in ways? What are the ways that we are like, okay, I need to take a break, and this is like self-care, but actually what it is a big red flag, and we're just not really seeing it. We're ignoring it. Okay. So again, things are coming up. Queen of Cups reversed, so there could be some manipulation happening, and like emotional manipulation. Could be one of the red flags. Emotional indulgence, like this oh woe is me, and just in this self-pity, and also totally letting your emotions run the show, like letting your emotions control your thoughts and your decisions, and really not leaning on the like what is real, what is the light being shed on, and just kind of looking at it from underwater where things are distorted and you can't really hear correctly. Okay, like we want to get on top of that water again. We want to get above water on land, so we don't feel like we're drowning in our emotions and then just doing things that are part of our repetitive cycle, that part of our patterns of covering up our feelings instead of actually genuinely taking care of them. I'm going to pick up the ones that fell to the ground. They're both on their sides. So what's crossing these situations is the desire to move fast and the desire to figure it out through thinking. We're in Virgo season, so like we love to intellectualize. We want to intellectualize all of these feelings that we are drowning in, but what happens when you get these all together, right? The Queen of Cups reversed and the Queen of Swords crossing it, it's just overwhelm. It's mental overwhelm, and it's intellectualizing your feelings, and it's making up stories. And what did we just cover about making up stories, right? Like, we don't need to be rushing to conclusions right now. Things are somehow moving fast and also not fast enough currently, which again is where this is the very first card that came out. This comes in. We need to let that ish go, okay? And we don't need to carry all of this, right? We can't be carrying all of this. We need to give it up. We need to give up this idea that like the burden is all our own, okay? Because it's not. We do have help. And there's this over-identifying with this burden. There's this over-identifying with this isolation. And like, I do everything on my own. I do everything myself because I have nobody to trust, okay? Because like these people are over here having a good time and I'm out of the loop. And like, I need to keep that away from me because of whatever stories I'm telling myself about these people. Okay? there's possibly I'm not really seeing like a love, but I'm seeing like a potential really close friendship, really connecting with someone emotionally and being honest with them. And I'm seeing that as something that is going to be very healing. This could happen at the beach. This could be metaphorical. This could be with an ocean deity. Okay, we might be receiving messages and like emotional nourishment and growth from an ocean deity, from the ocean itself. There might be a gift there at the beach for you. I don't usually get this specific, but my hands are really freaking warm, and that's my, like, you know, some people get an itchy nose. That's my sign. So that's not going to be for everybody, but like for sure there is an aspect of that there. There is an aspect of that here. We are getting messages from the ocean. I'm hearing waves, so like some of us might be listening to some like white noise of waves crashing down on the beach. That might be a sign for you if you're somewhere where that sound doesn't normally happen, but then you hear it, like seagulls cawing and waves crashing down, like beach noises, but you're at the mall or you're walking down the street, like not near the ocean at all. I'm also seeing that like some of us really are wanting to go on the flip side to the desert, but I think that's just going to like convolute things a little bit more. Some of you I know are like going to Burning Man, and I would be careful around like the revelations that you think you're having during that time. Not everything that you learn and feel can be taken with you from the desert. The desert is also like, I mean, this sounds really sad, but like it's a place where things can go to die, and there is a lot of death in the desert, and there's also a lot of life in the desert, right? But in this instance, it might be where you are letting go of some thinking, and like you're letting go of some things, and you think that that's actually like something that you are receiving and need to take with you when you come back. But I really think that what's actually happening is you're letting a lot of things go there, and when you go to take that lesson back with you, you're just bringing that same stuff with you. So think about like what you're not doing that you normally do. Think about how you're thinking and how you're not thinking, and think about how you're feeling, because I feel like there is going to be a lot of discontent here. Like I said, like the dissatisfaction and the hunger. Knowing what you don't want is getting you closer to knowing what you do want, okay? Again, we have the dogs. I know we had the Ten of Pentacles and the Moon last time. I'm hearing, now I wanna be your dog. So maybe that might have some messages for us. I think that there could be some canine companions who have some lessons that will help us. I think that there is wisdom in that, and also I think there's some kind of primal energy that needs to be released. And I think that is actually going to help with this feeling of burnout. I think that like some of us are needing kind of like some vigorous exercise and to tap into that primal energy. You know, I'm thinking like dancing, fighting, running. Those are the things that are coming up for me. So that could be helpful. What are we not seeing here? What is it that we are, what medicine and help is there available that we're not seeing? And also, where can we lean into trust and like taking that leap of faith? What is the sign? Oh, here it is. King of Wands. I heard just do it. That's what I heard, just do it. More Leo imagery here. And then we have an Ouroboros eating its tail as well. So again, with that, like, what are the self-destructive cycles that you are letting go of, and what is it that you are building on? What are the lessons of the past that you can incorporate, right? What are you doing that you've already learned? And like, just stop it. Just stop it, right? There's some anger in this, so that could be where the need for the primal exertion coming from, is the anger. I'm also hearing like a closed fist, right? Like when your fist is closed, you can't receive. You need to let go in order to receive. That's something I say all the frickin' time. And there could be a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, who might be kind of like a masculine energy, a masculine figure, someone who's like encouraging you to do the damn thing, to just go. Like, let's fucking go. What are you waiting for? You know what you want, so go for it. Yeah. So the anger is what we're not seeing. And then I wanted to know, is there a sign for when to move? What is it that we need to look for? Because we know kind of like what we need to... Whoa, that flew out. 3 of Wands again. It's reversed, though. And I have my little Stegosaurus also. Take the little Stegosaurus. It's cute, right? Oh my god. I'm again just hearing like, what are you waiting for? Because this is like waiting for your ships to come in, right? We got this last time, only it was upright. I'm hearing stick in the mud. Don't be a stick in the mud. Yeah. I think you'll know, which is like always the most annoying answer, right? It's like you'll know it. When the time comes, you'll know it. And that's again like a lot of the energy right now is like, okay, we're just kind of being in this process and you don't really get to know what is going to happen exactly or what the signs are, but what we have a lot of information here, okay? We have the advice of just letting go, of not taking everything in on your own, of asking for help and possibly getting a message from the ocean, asking for help from an ocean deity or a Leo or someone who you just fucking vibe with, okay? We have the unnecessary fear and the intuition kind of going on. Like the fear is coming from the unknown, and these people are not out to get you. Whatever they're talking about, if they're talking about you and your defenses are coming up, it's not personal. You don't have to take it personal. It's not vindictive. Like it's helpful. It's releasing this toxicity. It's these people who have done work to release toxicity and want the same for you. And not to be so humdrum, not to be so melodramatic, not to be so caught up in your own feelings that you lose sight of what is real. Look at your toxic cycles, your toxic behaviors and patterns, the things that you do to self-soothe that in the long run are actually harmful to you. Okay, I'm hearing overexposure. So again, there could be some addiction patterns coming in. There could be some overindulgence coming in. And like, you know, you stay in the sun too long, you get burned. Okay. I'm also seeing like the matador waving the red flag in front of the bull's face, like, and it's like getting angry, right? So like whatever you're doing is not helping. It's actually just fueling the flames of that anger. And there is a healthy outlet for you, a healthy physical, like getting into that primal and like tapping into your body and nature and all of that. And then there's the ocean. Still not rushing to conclusions. If you're going to the desert, let things go there, and then you'll find what you need later with like less baggage to carry. And getting a new perspective, changing your perspective. Wow, I can talk. Changing your perspective, changing your attitudes, changing your actions and your behaviors. And leaning on your friend who you are close to, and leaning on the people that you trust, and leaning into trust itself, and not being afraid to take action and make something new out of those old destructive behaviors. Like transformation is what it's all about. Okay. That was a lot. And I want to be done. And I also feel like this is just kind of a lot of the same message getting repeated in different ways for different audiences. So I think we're getting a lot of perspectives of like all of the different sides of this piece right now. And I'm getting kind of a headache. So there is this like exhaustion and like this mental exhaustion, this mental fatigue, and this like thinking yourself in circles and trying to figure it out, and that's not gonna work. Again, just like let it happen, let it go, let it happen. yeah, we're just going to repeat the cycle if we don't learn the lesson. Okay? So what lesson is it that you need to learn? What lesson have you already learned that you are not then putting into action? Okay? Because there's a lot of that too. There's a lot of like, I know this, I know better, and yet I am behaving in the same ways. So it's time to change that behavior, because pretty soon it's not going to stand. It's not going to work out. Okay? It's not going to last. Okay? It's not going to be sustainable. We'll just leave one more message. Just like, what's the parting words? What's the parting words? I think like get outside. I'm just going to pull this one because I know it's just you're delaying the inevitable and living in fear. Okay. Let it happen. Let it happen. And try not to rush it, okay? This might not happen until Scorpio season. It's October, November. And there's a way out. Okay? That's all I got. Thank you for listening. Thanks for joining, spending this half hour with me. Again, my name is Saturn, and if you want to get a tarot reading from me, I am available for that. Email me at thesharpestteeth@gmail.com, and we can schedule something in person if we know each other. We can schedule something over Google Meet if we know each other and we're distanced, or if we don't know each other and we're distanced. Okay, I am happy to work with what you need. If you want, I can type out your tarot reading in an email, or I can record a video for you and send it over to you and do it that way. There are so many ways to get these messages personalized. Okay, so I'm happy to do it. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. I don't know where the subscribe button is in relation to your view of me on the screen, but give me a follow, give me a like, and drop a comment if you want to. And I'll see you next time.